What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss an upcoming bout in UFC 303's main card, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly to help the channel grow. Alright guys, we got Anthony Smith taking on Roman Dolidze in a short notice bout, which, what the fuck? I mean, what? It was supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil, then Jamal Hill versus Carlos Ulberg, and then Carlos Ulberg versus Anthony Smith. But now we're getting Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze, which is still a good fight. So, like, it just shows how the UFC can work their magic when everything falls apart. Like, literally, like, every avenue of that fight completely fell apart, but we still got a pretty good replacement bout that I think we're still going to get a good performance out of both guys. You know, Anthony Smith is coming off of his submission victory over Vitor Petrino in a fight where, you know, hindsight's 2020 for sure. But I mean, Vitor at the time, undefeated prospect, looked like a world beater, but Anthony Smith was definitely able to capitalize off those holes and was able to sink in a sick guillotine choke in the very first round, right? Put himself right back into, I don't want to say contendership, but definitely like one big win away, especially with all this shit that he's been talking about Alex Pereira, to actually put himself in a conversation for a possible title fight. And I'm not saying that he would be in a winning position. I even think the UFC would give him that fight just to kind of give Alex Pereira another highlight reel, as because Anthony Smith, I mean, you almost have to be as delusional as he is though, to because like he's still like he keeps himself right there. He still has these really good performances. I hate to say gatekeeper because I'm a big fan of Smith. I've been a big fan of Smith since before, you know, since way back to when he was at middleweight. But at this point in his career, the victories that he does get, you know, Devin Clark, Jimmy Crute, Ryan Spann, Vitor Petrino, and that's just the last 4 years, right? But his losses, Magomed Ankalaev, Johnny Walker, and Khalil Roundtree. So it just shows, I feel like at this point, 35 years old, I think Anthony Smith is just really just, you're not going to see him beating top 5 guys, but you're definitely going to be seeing him beating top 10, top 15 guys still. I still think he's still got a couple left in him, right? And against Roman Dolidze, too, I think that he has a lot of avenues for success. Where Dolidze, he is a bull in a china shop. He is a world beater. He is a savage. In another time, you put a fucking shield and an axe in his hand, and he's going out there and fucking dudes up. I mean, the guy legit broke Kyle Dawkins' face. He's got a knockout win over Phil Hawes, Jack Hermanson. I mean, say what you want about those guys. They were good victories. Even his loss over Marvin Vettori, I thought that he got robbed in that fight. I thought he won that fight over Marvin. The fight, his most recent loss to Nasser Nenimov, I didn't watch enough of it, but I remember early on, I remember seeing Roman finding a lot of success, but I remember the fight just getting really sloppy. I ended up, I think, in the third round, just kind of just walking away. But his loss to Trevin Giles, you know, I mean, just on paper, I think alone is kind of telling, especially if he's going to be going against a guy like Anthony Smith. I think Anthony Smith is just too athletic. I think his striking, his ability to keep the pace and the distance, I just think that his kicks, his dynamic athletic ability, especially in the striking department, I think he's just going to be able to work a lot of angles on Dolidze, where I think Dolidze, I think his aggression is going to kind of just play into the favor of Anthony Smith in this fight. But Dolidze, I mean, like I said, he broke the face of Kyle Dawkins. Like, to sit there and say that he doesn't have a chance against Anthony Smith is wild, but he definitely does. He has the power. He has the aggression. I could see him getting Smith kind of just in the clinch, throwing elbows, throwing knees, and landing something devastating. Because if you can get the chin of Smith, he could definitely be put away as well. But I like this fight. I just think that I think that his athleticism, I think his footwork, his ability to work angles and striking, and then if Roman, when he gets a takedown, I think he's going to leave his neck open in the exact same way that Vitor Petrino did against Anthony Smith in his last fight at UFC 301. So, yeah, I think Anthony Smith probably by finish, but it is a 3-round fight, and Dolidze is an absolute dog, so I can't wait for this fight. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this matchup. Love to hear your guys' thoughts, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Help the channel grow. Mr. Mustache, MMA news out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.